Hi everyone, welcome back to my new video. So today I want to tell you a 6-year-old story, a story about patience, determination and not giving up. Because if there is one thing I have learned in my life from my life experience, it's that resilience and determination always pays off. Always. So I think you should also keep this in mind. Let's scroll back 6 years. Yes, it's 2019. I was fresh out of college and I landed my first corporate job in a bank through campus placement, and it's not just any bank, it was one of India's leading banks, like in the first two leading private bank. Yeah, probably already guessed which bank it is, but let's keep that aside for now. Yeah, like any fresh graduate, I was full of enthusiasm, eager to learn and determined to excel in what I'm doing. So of course a banking job means stress, but I was very optimistic, ready to take it all in. But optimism cannot take you far when the environment starts working against you. Yeah, I realized it late. The pressure, the toxic work culture, the colleagues who constantly pull me down. I pushed through it all, thinking that it was just corporate life, how it works. I was very proud of because I was not giving up when all my friends were just quitting because of the toxic culture. And finally, it took my dad to make me realize that there is a difference between accepting the corporate reality and tolerating toxicity in the name of professionalism. And yeah, he was damn right about it. It was when I came home for a weekend after 3 months of joining work that my family saw something in me that I didn't even realize, okay? Which is I had lost my weight drastically, and physically and mentally I was so drained that they could actually see the difference in my behavior and how I actually looked. I looked so unhealthy. So yeah, if a job does that to your mind and body, then it's high time you should quit. Yeah, I went back to work and things at work only got worse because there were still the backstabbing teammates and the inappropriate colleagues and a boss who made me uncomfortable with the way he looks at me. And yeah, that was it. I knew I had to leave. And after still surviving that toxic culture for 4 more months, I decided to quit. Yes, it was terrifying, it was frightening, but I knew I had to walk away from this. It was December 2019 when I decided to quit my first ever corporate job, and we all know what happened to all of our lives from 2019 December. Yes, you guessed it, COVID happened. And just when I was thinking I was taking control of my life, the life had already other plans for all of us, I guess. As we all know, when COVID happened, the world completely shut down. There were layoffs happening everywhere. The job market was literally crashing, and suddenly my confidence turned into uncertainty, obviously. Every job applications I put felt like a shot in the dark, literally, and rejections were my daily routine. I had my breakdowns, and there were days when I literally questioned everything happening in my life. I would call my best friend, my fiance, and talk for hours venting or asking why my life is like this. I was literally complaining, crying and overthinking about every possible situations. I am grateful to have people in my life who in those moments of doubt lifted me up and reminded me of what I was capable of, and just that I had to hold on. Now you might be thinking that I might have regretted my choice of leaving the job, but sorry to say you are wrong in that, because it was the only thing I was absolutely sure of, and I never ever regretted once about quitting my job. Even in the uncertainty, even in the lowest moments of my life, I knew I had made the right choice of leaving that job. At that point of time, my main criteria for finding the best place to work was a place where employees are given equal importance and respect. I had always learned about how great and amazing was Amazon's work-life culture. Eventually, Amazon became my dream company. I applied for every possible openings on Amazon and I get rejected every time I applied. But I still applied again and again and I got rejected again and again. And finally, it took me more than 8 months of relentless effort before I finally got an interview call. I gave my best performance in the interview, and like that I bagged my second job at my dream company during a time when people was losing their jobs. It might not be sounding a big accomplishment for anyone who is listening to this, but for me, even today when I narrate this story, I still get goosebumps thinking about that moment when I finally got that email from Amazon saying, "Congratulations Vishna, you are selected." It was the moment I had fought for the past 8 months against all odds. I had manifested that reality through just sheer determination. And today, after 6 years, it feels like a deja vu that I am again standing at another crossroad, unemployed again, reaching my 30s, facing the same uncertainty which I had faced 6 years back. But this time, there is no fear because I know I have done before and I will do it again. The same perseverance and determination that got me my dream job will get me through this too. I'm sure of that. So if there is one thing that my journey has taught me is that setbacks aren't the end of the road. They are just redirections to maybe something even more better. So if you are also going through the same journey as mine, if you are feeling stuck, just hold on, stay patient, keep pushing, because one day you will look back and see that everything you went through was leading you to exactly where you needed to be.